Hi, I'm Don. In this video, we're starting our removal series. We will be removing a dog's leash and harness. We all love our pets, but if we remove something distracting in the photo to show your pet the way you'd like to see it, this is how we'll try to do it. We'll be using the following tools: the clone stamp tool, the healing brush tool, the spot healing brush tool. To make our selections, we will be doing something a little bit different. We'll be using the quick mask tool. All right, we're in Photoshop here now. Now what we want to do is work on this lovely picture of this dog. There are three things that we want to get rid of: the leash, big harness here, and if you hit your Z key and zoom in, good tool to use. Get a little nub here and something black here that we should probably remove. If you zoom in just a bit more, hold your space key down and move up the picture, you'll notice these squares here. I'm working with a JPEG, and these are JPEG compression. What we want to do is get rid of them. So let's copy the layer, make it a smart object, and go up to filter, narrow filters. Now down at the bottom of narrow filters is the JPEG artifacts removal. Click that boy on. It'll take all those pixels around from the JPEG compression and make them just into pixels, which smoothens out your picture a lot. So hit OK. There, got the lovely puppy. Now for what we want to do, since we want to remove all these things, we're going to have to do two things here. Create two layers. First, we'll do a stamp visible layer. Then we'll do a new layer and call it repairs. Now, here's a couple of tools and tips that I use all the time. Obviously, the Z key, so we can zoom in, so you can see what's going on here with what you want to do. Now, hit the R key to rotate your canvas. Now, that's really handy when you want to draw a straight line that you normally couldn't do. And I know for myself, even using a Wacom tablet, that if I want to draw a straight line, then I better rotate my canvas here. So hit the B key for the brush. And now Q. Now let's draw a little line up and down the dog's leg, which just don't need much there. Hit the Q key again, and we've got our selection. So now what we can do is make sure we're on the repairs. Hit the R key again to rotate the canvas so you can draw a nice straight line with your clone stamp tool. So S for clone stamp, or go up here, clone stamp tool, bring down our brush a bit. Make sure your flow is about 25%. Hold your Alt key down and choose the section that you want to use to clone. Now let's go over here, kind of line it up, and erase and fix what we need to erase and fix. Now we've separated the leash from everything else. Now another thing we can do here, let's deselect, is because we put it on a separate layer, you can hit your move key, your V, and kind of move it down and get it in better perspective for yourself. So let's zoom out, hit the R key and escape to put things back to normal. Let's zoom in just a bit, and let's grab our object selection tool. Now, up at the very top, let's make sure it says lasso, because we're going to draw a little line around everything here. We don't have to be too accurate, because it's going to find it. They've really refined it, and I really like this. So let's go up to select, modify, and expand. Let's expand it by about 4 pixels. For the next section, let's choose the layer underneath your repairs. And you can see that everything is about 4 pixels out. So when the content aware comes in there, it'll grab everything and put it in there. So let's hit Shift and Backspace. You'll notice content aware comes up, hit OK. And bam, it's gone. Deselect, and the leash is gone. All right, let's go after these two little spots on the right-hand side. First, we'll zoom in here, see what's going on. R for the rotate, so we can rotate, get a better look what's going on. Right, once again, Q for the quick mask, B for your brush, and just paint something in here like this to protect the dog fur. Q again, so the quick mask. Now the cool thing is, what you can also do is hold down your space bar and use your arrow keys and move it around if it's not exactly in the spot you wanted. As for the clone stamp tool, choose a spot right about here, and let's color it in. Alt D to remove the selection. Now, again, Q for your quick mask. Let's reduce the brush size here. And let's just go on the edge here See if we've got it. Now, once again, clone stamp. Let's just choose a section here. Hold down your arrow key, make your selection, and let's paint it in right there. Alt D. Now, as you can see, it's still a little discolored here. So what we can do is we'll change our flow to about 5%, and we'll choose a spot that would relatively have the same color fur here. Grab it there, and let's just paint that in right there. There we go. Once again, as you can see, there's a tinge of red here. Let's grab a little bit of color from here, and we'll kind of just paint that in. R, escape key, let's zoom out, and those are gone. All right, let's go after those two black straps on the left-hand side there. So Z for the zoom tool, we'll zoom right in here. Let's hit Q for the quick mask again. This is going to be good. Now B for brush. Do is we'll just color in both of them. I want to get rid of both of them at the same time. Put them in there. Hit Q again. Now invert the mask. Control-Shift-I. Let's go up to select, modify, expand, and we're going to expand by 1 pixel. Let's hit shift and backspace for content aware. Hit OK, and gone. Now, there's a little bit of garbage left over, so what we can do is go over here to the healing brush tool and grab a spot and just kind of go over it. Grab a spot and grab the texture. And there. Those two straps are gone. All right, so far so good. Just like to remind everybody to please hit the like and subscribe. Ring my bell to let you know that when more videos are coming up. Let's just take a quick break, have a bit of coffee, and we'll get right back at it. Thanks. All right, let's go after the black part now here down the harness. Zoom in, see what we got. Rotate. R for rotate. Q for quick mask, and B for your brush. Reduce the brush a bit. Let's preserve this hair right in here if we can. A little bit around the corner. All right, Q. S for the clone stamp tool. 25% flow is good enough. Let's reduce our brush a bit here and make your choice with your Alt key. And let's color it in. Right about here. Go on this side, grab a bit of this. Let's attack it from both sides, shall we? Now you can see that there's some black here and still. So hold your space bar down and use your arrow keys and move your selection. Go in there and clean it up there. All right, that part is clean. Rotate, R, escape, zoom out. Not bad at all. All right, let's zoom in again. What can we do about this other black part of the harness? Well, obviously his fur is going to go in there. So I think what we should do is maybe grab a section. So we'll highlight your layer of the dog and maybe use your lasso tool. Let's grab a section from here. Control J for a new layer. Go under edit and transform and flip horizontal. Now, let's V key, let's drag it over there. Because he might have that little tuft of hair over here. So what we could do is we'll just drop it right about there. Hold the Alt key down at your layer mask and it'll make it an inverted layer mask. Now let's hit your brush and just color in white what we need. Flow maybe about 25%. Let's just color in what we need. I don't know if fur is not going to be exactly perfect, but we'll be close enough. Now we haven't got enough, which is fine. So what we'll do is we'll go back to the repairs and we'll kind of clean it up. As for this clone stamp tool, just go along the line here. Just kind of clean it up. Now keeping with the clone stamp tool, let's grab a bit from here. And we'll keep working at it from both sides. Right here. There we go. Kind of clean it up a bit. Go along the edge. All right. Looking good, kids. Let's see about the red part. Let's zoom in, see what we got. What we can do, I think, because you could be clone stamping that forever and it might not get the job done. So I'm going to rotate the canvas upside down so I can do some coloring here. Again, Q, B for your brush. Let's just go this section right here and color it in. Let's just color in the red section. We don't know what's underneath the harness, so your guess is as good as mine of what kind of fur stuff is underneath there. So what we'll do, hit Q. Now let's see if it doesn't look like it's grabbing enough fur from the outside. Hit Q again and draw it in. This side wasn't cool, I don't think. All right. Okay, Control Shift I to invert and Shift backspace for content aware. Let's see what we got. A little bit of mess down there that we can clean up, but it looks pretty good. Control D to deselect, R to rotate. Now what we can do is either clone stamp or use the healing brush tool on the repairs layer. So first, let's go to the healing brush tool. Make your selection and kind of clean up the fur and stuff right there and there. We'll worry about these two other parts here in a second. We got to worry about this section right here. So what we can do, make our brush a little bit bigger, and it's going to grab the texture. So let's make it a little far away and grab it there. So make sure we got no repeating patterns. So let's kind of grab there where there's no repeating patterns. And the puppy's chest looks good. All right, now these last sections, I think we can just quickly clone stamp them in. So let's rotate so we can color. S for the clone stamp tool, and we'll make it a 10% flow. And we shall just kind of color it in with what's there. I'll do the same on the other side. Okay. R, rotated. Have a look. Good. Zoom out. Wow, look at the puppy's chest. Does that look beautiful? Okay, now, if we want, we can clean up a few things that I see that you might not like. There's a section in here, which is a little bit black, so we can use clone stamp tool. 10% flow is good. Grab a section from over here. Let's just clean that up a bit. Zoom out. Everything else looks pretty good to me. There's one section over here I'm not digging. Rotate. Clone stamp. Just clean it up a bit. Rotate, escape. Cool. Puppy's fur. So now we know what it looks like. Okay, what we'll do now is we'll grab the repairs layer and everything going down to the puppy layer, and we'll group it. We'll just call it repairs. Now what we can do is turn off the second layer, layer 1, and we can see before and after. Nice. Now to cap it off, what I like to do is go down here and go to color lookup. I like to kind of put a lot on there just to kind of pull it together. I like to use crisp warm, but not that much. So we'll back off the opacity, just start bringing it in just when it starts to change. Roughly about 50% or so. Kind of just puts it together. And there we have it. Wow, that was a good one. Please leave any questions, comments, or concerns down below, and I'll see you soon.